Alright, so welcome to my new POS here. This is going to be a donor car for my silver E36. This is a manual car. It's a 323 as well. This thing currently does not actually start. The guy listed it on Facebook for $2,500. It has 222,000 miles on it. It is, I think, a 98. I'm not even sure. I went out to see it over the weekend, and when I got there, the guy said all of a sudden now it didn't want to run. He had a MAF sensor code, so he threw another MAF sensor at it. Didn't fix anything. It would start and die. When I got there, I unplugged the MAF, started up, it would at least run idle, but it ran like crap. It was just smoking and backfiring and, you know, just really bad. So it wasn't going to make it home an hour drive, obviously. So basically, the guy said, you know, if I can deliver it to you, do you still want it? What we had actually agreed on was $1,200 without the wheels that he had on it. He just basically gave me these mismatched wheels just to have something on the thing. They're all completely shot, but I don't care about that, because the main idea for this car is to be able to do a manual swap on the one over there, and just have a whole car to swap over whatever I need. Obviously, I'm going to be putting a new clutch on, and just, you know, anything that looks a little bit bad will get replaced when I do that. But a little added bonus. Oh, well, it is definitely leaking something under there. Didn't see that last night. The engine still has good compression. When I crank it over, it sounds just fine. Basically, right now it has no spark. So it went from running like crap to then he drove it on the trailer, so he says, and then it wouldn't start to drive it off. So we pulled it off with my truck and basically just left it right here last night. I kind of poked around a little bit. It has a bunch of it had a bunch of codes in it, all relating to O2 sensors, MAF sensor obviously, and misfires. I clear it, crank it a few times, nothing comes back. There's no codes. It is reading the DME, and the check engine light does come on, so it's not a fried DME, at least not completely fried, because it still can communicate, still turns on the check engine light, but it does not have any spark, so it just cranks right now, and that is it. The top on this thing may have some value to somebody, I don't know. I know that there's a little rip right there, and obviously the back window would need to be replaced. The trunk does not actually open. It'll unlatch, but it will not open up because it hits this right here, so I don't really know what's going on with that. The trunk is just gutted out. There's nothing in the trunk at all. The bumpers are falling off. It's got an aftermarket muffler on it. When it was running, it did not sound ridiculously loud, so at least it doesn't have a fart can on or anything like that. I did not get a chance to drive this car at all, which I realized after I agreed, oh yeah, go ahead and just trail it out to my house. But I see value in the car for the agreed $1,200. Hopefully at least some of the parts are good. He says that, you know, the trans and rear end and all that stuff are all fine, so we're gonna go ahead and take his word on that. He actually does have one Facebook friend comment with me, somebody that I used to work with, so there was at least a little bit of connection, and like, yeah, you know, I don't think the guy was BSing me at all. It has and I don't know much about coilovers, guys. I'm really kind of like things to be stock, but this does have some coilovers on it that he said were like $600. I have no idea if they're any good or not. As you can see, it is definitely a little bit lowered. So that's at least some kind of value to maybe someone else if I go to get rid of this thing when I'm finished with it. Probably the biggest plus that I did not know until it was dropped off last night is that he already did the big brake conversion from a E36 330 ZHP. He says front and rear, though. Let's see. Yeah, it is the rear too, because those are vented rear as well. So you have to have 17-inch wheels on this car, which is what I do have on the other car. On the front, at least. The rear it has some 16s on now, and they do fit. But the front, you need to have a 17-inch. So that is definitely a plus when you consider the calipers and bracketry and just kind of the headache of sourcing all of those things. To have that already right here to swap on to the other car is certainly good, and hopefully the actual pads and rotors have some life in it. The guy says he's only had the car for about a year. Daily drove it for a while, and he had another E36 that he uses to like drift and all that shit. So it was, this one wasn't, I don't really think it was supposed to be anything more than just a daily driver. Probably the reason why it doesn't have, you know, like a straight pipe on it or anything like that, and still has most of the interior in it. There's not really much to talk about in here. This guy up here, the information center, which is up top instead of down below, I guess he looks like he had some other aftermarket system in this thing, but that actually works really well. It has like maybe 1 or 2 of the pixels are out. That's about it. Even the gauge cluster works pretty well. He's got I looked at that and I was like, wait a second, these things didn't have 6 speeds, did they? And it is not a 6-speed. He just has like a E90 shifter on there or something like that, which, and this is all, I'm sure all the bushings in this are shot. There's no e-brake handle, and putting it in gear last night, it seemed like it wanted to roll, so I've got a wheel chock under the front. Doesn't give me the best feelings in the world about the clutch or anything like that, but I'll deal with that when I get to it. It's missing the airbag. Steering wheel is just the regular old 4-spoke, so nothing special. Might be in slightly better shape than the one on mine. I got a free phone holder, a couple of air fresheners, and this little light up here actually looks and works a lot better than the one on mine, but it looks a little bit different, probably because it's a convertible. I have not tried opening the top yet. I probably won't even bother because I just couldn't care less about that. You know, the seats are trashed. Interior pretty much is trashed. Just like on mine, the hood cable has already broken, so the hood is at least open. I can just not close it all the way and be fine. I don't care about that. But that definitely seems to be a common issue. Missing this door panel, missing that mirror. Yeah, so, you know, good parts car. Certainly don't feel bad about hacking it up. He's like just rolled fenders, and I was a little bit disappointed about this front fender over here because I did not see that in the, when I looked at it in person I didn't see it, and when I saw in the listing I didn't see that had been rolled. It looked like that was good because I actually do need that fender for mine. This grill panel though seems to be in pretty good shape, and I do need one of those, so that is good. And also has decent hood struts. This panel on mine is broken, so I have a good one of those. The alternator on this thing looks serious as hell. I don't even know what kind that is, but I mean, it looks like a good alternator. I know that a few years back mine had gotten like an Advanced Auto Parts one, which I'm almost surprised is still working. So that definitely might be something good to hang on to. I have 3 MAF sensors that came with this car. The one that's on there now, which I think was the original one that he started with, I think he bought like a eBay one and like a junkyard one, and it didn't fix the running problem. I don't see where this thing is leaking a ton of oil, so I don't know, it may be worth swapping that valve cover over to mine, but I will see. There's like no coolant in the bottle. Thanks for watching, guys. That's just the initial walk around on this car. Stay tuned for more. I'm going to try to do a walk around on the silver car to see where that's at, and just kind of show the direction of where I'm going to go with the two cars. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.